Something I learned: when you say certain people's names who are involved in certain spirituality realms and Wicca, whatever, they have a spell. When you say their name, good or bad, it's good. And I removed people's names from my saying them, because they have others do it for them when they get to a certain level. So I won't be saying anybody's name, especially particular people, because I found out. And I don't get upset, because I'm not going to get upset that lambs want to be slaughtered by wolves, especially when these are not actually naive lambs. These are adults who are giving. It's no different than a pastor in a church. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll get it how you live then. And that's across the board for all these people. All these people. I try not to say names, because I'm just like, and that's it. I'm more like, and I know some people like, why are you so excited that people are being taken advantage of? It's just one of those, I'm just glad it's not me, girl. I'm just glad I'm not caught up in this. I'm just, sometimes you can be such a little naive, neurodivergent person who can get caught up in stuff. And I have never been caught up so badly. It's just more like, I'm glad I don't get caught up in politics, this, that, none of that. I have no allegiance to anyone. I don't even like talking politics anymore, because you know what? I talk more about pattern recognitions and stuff like that, and people really don't recognize or get when I'm talking about that type of stuff. I don't care, because it tells me a lot about you, who you have chosen. Either way, it was not a win for someone like me. But at the same time, who has my disposition? And I have a lot of layers of things. So when I'm dealing with people, it could be colorism, it could be ableism, it could be racism, it could be misogyny, it could be so many other things beyond that. It could be featureism. I didn't know what people don't realize, and that I was shocked about, was after 35, women still wouldn't like me because a man liked me that they liked that didn't want them. And that's why I was like, oh, I'm giving up this whole little idea of friendship or whatever, because whether or not I had a spouse or not, or man or this or that, that doesn't stop another man from liking me and offering me something. And also, when people say, well, they don't like a challenge or competition, if a man doesn't like competition, he is not really, he's looking for the weak person. And any guy is normally like, oh, I know you have somebody. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And that just makes them want to be like, okay, well, what can I do to replace them? But this is not any guy. These are not the guys I see on social media, because I don't actually talk to people who I see on social media, because I find social media and the internet to be a very feminine space. And there are keyboard warrior men here. And I'm just like, oh, so you shouldn't even be knowing you shouldn't even be in the loop. And that's how I feel about it. If you're in the loop or what's happening, you know the tea, just like that's a very feminine energy. And I'm like, we wouldn't, because my person, he quick to say, oh, she's Miss Internet. She'll tell you what's happening. And I liked that. I liked that with my partner. I liked that with other people before that. That is my go-to of things where, yeah, she knows, like, they know what's going on in the news or what's happening in current events, but you're literally on the internet getting into it with people and going on women's pages telling them they shouldn't like this type of man and all that. Very sassy. Very sassy. quite sassy. Quite sassy. So no, real quick, when I see a man online, especially podcasts, this is that, if you have to tell or talk about these things and you have acquired nothing. Like, oh, I can't believe what's happening out here with the whole men are allowing men who have nothing to talk. And I'm just like, why are they liking all this dissension and just misinformation? And I'm like, oh, they're doing it on purpose. They want misinformation because when you have misinformation, there can be a lot of distractions when other things are actually happening. So I'm just like, oh, that's what it is. Okay.